The Forgotten City. The helicopter soared above a vast jungle, the tourists inside laughing and pointing their cameras at waterfalls and cliffs. The pilot, an experienced man named Harris, suddenly noticed something strange through the morning mist. Stone towers, broken walls, and colossal statues peeking out of the green. "This shouldn't be here," Harris muttered, circling lower. The tourists pressed their faces to the windows. Below them lay a sprawling, ancient city, larger than anything they had ever seen, with black spires rising like jagged teeth and roads leading deep into shadowed ruins. No map had ever shown this place. The tourists cheered, urging Harris to descend. The helicopter hovered lower, brushing the tops of dead trees. Strange symbols glowed faintly on the cracked roads, as if welcoming them. One of the tourists whispered, "It looks alive." And then, the helicopter controls stiffened. Harris pulled at the lever, but the machine dropped suddenly, as if unseen hands were dragging it down. A sharp static filled the radio, whispers leaking through. "Welcome home." The helicopter vanished into the mist. None of them were ever seen again. Weeks later, a rescue team was sent. Using satellite scans, they tried to locate the missing helicopter, but no trace appeared. The jungle was mapped in detail, and there was no sign of any ruins. Still, the search continued. On the 12th day, one of the rescuers spotted something. A statue's face staring from the vines. They pushed deeper and discovered massive stone gates, impossibly tall. The city was real. Inside, the air was colder. Carvings on the walls showed winged figures, people kneeling before them, and endless rows of skeletons. The rescue team found pieces of metal from the helicopter scattered across the plaza, but no bodies. Suddenly, one of the men screamed. At the far end of the plaza, figures stood, shadows shaped like the missing tourists, faces pale and stretched, eyes black and hollow. They moved slowly, as if their bones no longer bent the right way. One of them opened its mouth. It was Harris, the pilot. His voice was broken like static on a dying radio. "You shouldn't have come. Now you belong here too." The city swallowed the rescuers, just as it had before. The next morning, when satellites passed overhead, the ruins were gone again. Nothing but endless jungle. But sometimes, at night, pilots flying over the region swear they hear faint radio static whispering, "Welcome home." Months passed, and rumors of the lost tourists and rescue teams spread like wildfire. Some said the jungle itself was cursed. Others believed the government covered up what really happened. Still, one final expedition was approved, equipped with drones, satellites, and armed escorts. They were told not to step foot on the ground, only to observe. The team set up a base miles from where the helicopter first vanished. At night, the jungle echoed with sounds that didn't belong. Chanting, the grind of stone moving, and faint voices calling their names. On the 4th night, one of the drones captured something impossible. Through the fog, the Forgotten City appeared again. Its towers burned with a pale fire, and the streets crawled with figures. Hundreds of them. Tourists, rescuers, and countless others who had vanished over centuries, all standing, waiting, eyes black and hollow. At the center of the plaza stood a throne carved of bone, and on it sat a colossal figure cloaked in shadow. Its face was hidden, but when it raised its hand, every drone's feed went dark. Panic erupted in the command tent. Radios screamed with static, and in the chaos, a voice came through. Harris, the lost pilot. "You should have left us buried. Now it awakens." The last satellite to scan the region showed the jungle burning, the city pushing upward from the earth like a giant corpse climbing out of a grave. Then everything went black. The expedition was never heard from again. Today, pilots avoid the area completely. They say, sometimes, when the clouds part, the city can be seen below for just a second, its towers reaching higher each time, as if the world itself can't keep it hidden much longer. And if you tune a radio to the wrong frequency when flying near the jungle, you may hear the last transmission, faint but clear. Welcome home.
Dear subscribers, leave your thoughts about this story in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe to us. Good luck.